year-round program for under-resourced boys, starting in middle school. In the 6 years that we have been in existence, we have graduated 77 boys, and 75 of them are pursuing post-secondary education in schools like Stanford and UCLA. But I don't think Tom knew, but he asked me to come here and say a few words. I was actually Mr. Relevant in 1952. Seriously, I was Mr. Relevant in 1952, right? That was the year I was born. But seriously though, right? And I was born in inner city Cleveland to an alcoholic dad and a stay-at-home mom, right? And there was failure written on my forehead just because of the color of my skin and the neighborhood that I grew up in, right? And but I identified this guy named Martin McCormick. He started a firm called IMG in Cleveland, Ohio. And I decided when I was about 12 years old, I wanted to be like Martin McCormick, right? And I found out he was a lawyer. He wasn't just a regular lawyer, he was a business lawyer. So I followed this guy. True story. One time I was 12 years old, and then I decided I wanted to represent pro athletes. And my first client was a gentleman named Clark Kellogg, who was from Cleveland, Ohio, who they called the next Magic and the first LeBron James, right? Hold on, listen. And I decided, I was Mr. Relevant in 1952, but in 1983, I competed against Martin McCormick for the business of Clark Kellogg, right? And that's when I became relevant in 1982, and I represented Clark Kellogg, and I was going to represent Richard Dent and Reggie White and Jerry Rice and all sorts of guys, right? So, back then, I believe that getting drafted high was important, but that's because I was in the business of representing the guys, right? And I couldn't make money if you were Mr. Relevant, right? So I was looking for the first round draft pick, right? But today I know greatness isn't determined by where you start, right? It's forged by what you do after the cameras go off. And again, I was Mr. Relevant in 1952, 1983. I became relevant, and I've been relevant ever since. I'm showing young men how to